all right, so C9 just have way... I mean, so self counterpick Skarner when there's a Gwen already on the enemy team. Skarner just blind for reasons unknown. You have a Vladimir also for reasons unknown, and an Azir for reasons unknown, because all three of these champions are basically not good against what the opponents have selected right now. So doesn't make any sense. Also, I wonder how Abadage plays knowing that he's apparently getting replaced. That must be one of the weirdest feelings in the world. Bans are sort of whatever at this point in time. I don't even understand the ADC bans when you consider that Corki can just flex bot lane. All right, we got Jhin into MF, and we have an Alistar. Alistar, obviously not the best, but they're looking for any, I guess, blind... I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I think that their top side is just too strong. Top side's too strong. They're just going to win team fights. The only way that this game is not winnable is if somehow Vladimir gets 4 items. But I think when you have Vlad and Azir, same fucking team... what is the Rakan even doing, by the way? So this is gonna... I mean, all right, so the only way that realistically Disguised win here is if somehow, some way, Vladimir gets to 4 items in the game. Exu with... pretty standard clear, but a little bit slow. You're not sending the house on Disguised? Okay. Alright. Alright, they're trying to make this work on Sven, and big miss from Hui. Amazing! Trading there is just crazy, by the way. Oh my god! Oh my god, they're getting 2. Oh my god, they're getting 2! Oh, Hui, what's going on, dude? Oh god. Vlad can't do anything to Gwen, but still, I mean, Florida and Vladimir, I mean, your carries are just getting nuked. And you can argue that, like, Gwen is also nuking, but, like, I think it's a lot easier for Vladimir to do the initiation and just insta-nuke someone. High super. Okay. Kid-friendly stream, yeah. Oh. Scary Jerry. Ah! Wow, doesn't die. That's actually crazy. Really unfortunate, too. Alistar just 5 seconds on him has Ignite when this is all... Oh my god, the W. Almost resetting it. Okay. The lane swap also doesn't make any sense because, I mean, for C9 it makes a little bit more sense than Disguise, and that's just because they have Gwen, and obviously Gwen shreds turrets. So if you can actually get, you know, a decent number of Void Grubs, Gwen, especially in the Vladimir dynamic matchup, does have some potency to split push, but... You're good. You beat the MGG tutorial. Good. Build that mono red deck. So. Okay. Oh, really nice. Really nice. Oh my god. Oh, I thought they certainly had Jhin, but okay. Doesn't get them. Void Grubs are coming up in a minute, and because of the extent of that fight, I mean, honestly, I think after the resets, maybe C9's actually favored at the end of it all, because Rakan's missing his flash, and so the engage is just not really there. All right, so C9, four Void Grubs. What is going on here? Wait, why do they not? Oh, they want to fight the Drake. Okay, so they're gonna get the 4 Void Grubs. They're gonna get the Might. And then, okay, yeah. Now they're going to be the ones that end up getting the Dragoon. No, I don't think Disguise can win. Are you guys all asking me because the odds are just ridiculo or like what? Oh my god! 1 HP! No, that would... No. No, no. Oh my god, one. Okay. Oh, big fight. Low-key. Oh my god, Thanatos. Oh my god, Castle with the fucking solo bolo. Castle with a big solo bolo. Vulcan goes back in. Void Grub trying to give Jhin a little bit of a kiss. Alright, Sven ends up missing there at the end, but doesn't matter. I mean, it's still a 2,000 gold lead. Now, the Mountain Drake... Thanatos take vindicated. There you go. That's the way we look at. Why not get the 6th grubs, by the way? What the fuck is going on? Just get the 6th grub. Why is the 6th grub not a bigger priority than fucking blue buff? Now he's gonna go. Okay. Yeah, Sven roll swap back to ADC. Okay. Fuck. Okay. That's really bad. That's really bad. Oh! And Gwen will snip her way through. Holy shit. She will find the vein of Vladimir. Okay. That is actually... That Gwen kills turrets so fucking quick when she has 6 Void Grubs. That's genuinely a problem. If she ever, like, is just left alone... Because Vladimir doesn't have TP... And so because Vladimir doesn't have TP, and he's playing solely for the team fights, this is a really big fucking problem. You have 6 Void Grub Gwen in the side lane with teleport, and Vlad can't match it. So you have to send a Zir. I don't know. Why is the game quality so low? Yeah, it's very low in NA. I mean, there's really good reasons for this, right? Game quality generally tends to be lower when the stakes are lower because the players practice less seriously, and the training isn't as rigorous, and then the conversations and... the importance that is put onto practice and like retention and stuff is just always lower. The best way to think of LoL esports and why it's so strategically slow, and, you know, like my tweet the other day, that strategic advancement in the scene. So this exact situation of randomly walking into mid lane with no objective up in either top side or bot side and then dying, this has been a common thing. You could go back in VODs for 10 years. But anyways, yeah, so... the strategic advancement being slower than that of someone walking off of an anesthesia table and then attempting to scale a mountain, okay, and I'm talking about an elderly patient person, the reason for that is mostly because the way that boot camps and strategy and other things are taught and educated mostly comes from experts hiring non-experts, and then in addition to that, you have most coaches and most staff are just people that were originally in the scene before. So essentially, ergo, teenagers that never really had any life skills or any proper work that dealt with proper analysis or proper learning or proper structural retention and all this other stuff. This is why everything in the scene just moves really slow. Draft picks, itemization, runes, repeated mistakes, repeated problems, etc. And the reason that international events look as good as they do is because imagine, I'm gonna mute this really quick just because fucking, I don't know, maybe I should make like fucking short on this or something. You pick 50 people up, right? You pick up 50 obese Americans, okay? And you drop them on a fucking island, and on the island is it's a weight and like tryout, like a weight and exercise and other type of thing competition. Now, obviously, on the island, their bodies, their health, everything is going to improve, right? They're going to become stronger, they're going to become more fit, they're going to lose weight, their endurance is going to go up, everything is going to go up, the quality of them is all going to go up. And then at the end of 50 days, the helicopter or the plane's going to fucking come back, it's going to pick them back up, and it's going to bring them all back to their homes. And the reality is that of those 50 people that were all picked up, very few of them will actually retain any of the discipline or things that were present on the island, and thus they will all go back to being obese. And that's the same fucking reason that every goddamn year, in between splits and after Worlds and everything, gameplay looks like utter fucking dog shit, and no one actually gets better, and that's why we see repeated fucking mistakes, because no one is properly learning what goes into the things that cause them to play at a higher level when they practice and all this other stuff. Fuck my life. No, this isn't even just LTA. This is every single region. This is every single reason, because this is a human problem. This is a human psychological problem when you're dealing with teenagers and you're dealing with young adults that essentially were integrated into the system as teenagers, and thus there was no proper structural foundations established in their mind. I hate my life. I'm going to kill I hate this. I hate talking about this. I hate talking about it for like oh my god. There's a difference between someone who's a personal trainer and their idea of personal training is simply lifting weights, and then someone who is a someone that understands physiology and nutrition and understands why and how muscles and everything work the way that they do, right? Because you can take one of those people and the other person, and one can create solutions out of other variables, whereas the other person is constantly dependent on their same routines for the most part. I've used this analogy before when talking about like Walter White versus like another chemist or something like that, or like, you know, I use the Breaking Bad analogy. Ah, shit. Anyways. This game is over, by the way. It's an almost 6,000 gold lead. You're about to get Atacon. Vladimir is never making it to 4 items. There is a 6 Void Grub Gwen. Well, like, here's the solution to this, okay? Imagine, like, Imagine you have 100 kids and they're in a math class and they're only taught to memorize the answers to the problems, okay? You don't teach them what the symbols mean, all right? You just teach them what the problems are. You're not teaching them what the symbols mean or what the variables are, right? The numerical digits and stuff. So what ends up happening is you have 100 kids that have memorized problems. And then when a brand new test comes out, they don't know how to solve the answers without endless amounts of trial and error. The obvious solution to this is to teach them the variables and the operands and operators. Most people just memorize. They don't understand exactly why it works. And that's why people who in the real world understand on a fundamental level how things work, that's why those people can be given any different kind of problems and they can always come up with solutions. Whereas people that only memorized things are essentially useless, right? That's also why if the internet went out, if there was a post-apocalyptic situation right now, right? The entire internet went out, right? No one had ChatGPT anymore, right? All the books in the world were burned. So imagine a scenario where someone Thanos snaps the internet and all the books out of existence. There is a very few select amount of people that fundamentally understand their work on such a level that they're able to recreate it and then also break it down and re-explain it. And then everyone else, like, I mean, how many of us actually, like, we all have a computer, right? We have a smartphone. We don't understand how it fucking works, right? Well, like, yeah, Griffin's one of those people. Exactly. Griffin's one of those people that we're talking about, the people that would be fucked if everything went out. True. There's a bunch of stuff, you know? Or it's like knowing how a certain food should taste and recognizing it versus understanding how to make it. Or like, you know how when a recipe goes wrong, right? Or like, I mean, I'm sure they did this in Breaking Bad too. When a recipe goes wrong, or oh no, they did it in Breaking Bad, right? Walter used an alternative because they were lacking a substance, right? And that's what made the meth blue. Right? Because Walter understood it on such a fundamental level that he understood the reaction. Or something, right? I think that's what made it blue. I could be wrong. Okay, we have a big team fight, but I mean, it's just not gonna matter. They do end up getting Gwen. The issue is, I mean, this is honestly a little bit of an overextension. You can just see that Disguise has essentially one big burst, and as long as that's able to be weathered, then C9 really can't lose. Guys, I knew APA back when he was the ASOL one trick. Back in the day. Exactly, a chemist can come up with different pathways to get the same product, but non-experts just know one way and follow the cookie cutter recipe. That's a really good quote almost. Okay, Thanatos, Castle, oh my god. Castle getting completely fucking blasted. Oh my, that was weird. Blabber didn't need to flash. He would have actually been displaced because his torso was on the upper half of the rock. He would have been displaced to the exact location that he flashed to. Didn't make, I don't understand. Scary Jerry is going to go down too. Sven is going to go down at the very end. It's just still not going to matter though. They can kill him. Yeah, Badage is going to go down now. He's on the run. I don't think he can actually get away. Yeah, he can't. That's going to be an ace. Now, they're starting Baron. Can they actually do it? Is Gwen strong enough? She does have Riftmaker, right? So she is healing a little bit. Can they do it? Yeah, they can. They can. Yeah, exactly. I wonder what happens. This game is. People with translator jobs? Well, translators still have a good amount of time. Translators still have a good amount of time before AI catches up to interpretation. But yeah, one of the crazy things is ChatGPT sucks, and like Papago sucks, but Perplexity is crazy for translation. It's even better than DeepL. That was just crazy game. So we have Victor, Ezreal, and Fury. So the Victor's actually good here. So is the Ezreal. If the Xin Zhao is not paired with any enchanters, this is a really bad draft for Disguised. Right now, C9 just actually has Vacuum Answers pretty much all across. And Varus is forced to go like Lethality, and you don't want to play Lethality when you have Xin and when you have Ryze because you want to be able to follow up on what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, this is really bad. I mean, the Victor pick's totally fine here. I mean, you've also left yourself without any means to pivot. It just doesn't make any sense. Dude, why can't anyone draft? My God. Renekton as the blind top lane pick, I think, is quite poor. But obviously, yes, it's very important that you maintain control with Ezreal on the bottom side. Because now the Renekton pick does allow the opponents to get an answer in, right? Like, Ornn is bad against Ezreal, good against Naafiri, good against Victor, right? So, like, Ornn suddenly becomes... Okay, why are you picking Aatrox, man? They have Ezreal and Victor. Like, who do you think you're touching besides fucking Renekton in isolation and lane? Never mind, it's Castle. He's Korean, so he only sees lane. That makes sense. We gotta pick in a vacuum, not for team comp. Vacuum, not team comp. Very few Koreans will ever pick for team comp instead of vacuum. They'll always look at their own individual matchups and, you know. And Braum now gonna be the final pick. I mean, that rounds out the draft perfectly. Wow, Disguise with the win trade draft. So why did Disguise just let themselves be counterpicked literally everywhere? Just so that Castle could pick Aatrox solely for his fucking laning phase and nothing else? Yeah, I'd pause the game too. You know what? They just replaced one coach earlier this week. Let's replace another. In fact, let's replace the whole fucking team.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Are cookies good? They have some interesting interactions, but as you can see, most people are still cookie collectors. Yeah. Nice timing by Vulcan on the shield. How's your lungs doing? Not good. Going for more lab work actually in a few hours. Later. Oh, Sven. Okay, here comes Rise. He's gonna get the ooh. Okay. Not gonna be able to do anything. Question mark ping from Sven. I'm a time worked on it kind of guy myself. Aiming when second mortal against almost zero healing team is 200 let. We could open it after the game. Oh, will Loki go down? No, he won't. Oh my God, that was close. That was close. Trying to kill Victor there. The question is, why shouldn't the coach do the draft? Why do you think the coach would be capable of doing the draft? Doesn't make any sense. Why would the coach ever have more knowledge than all of the players, or even the player themselves, like in an individual vacuum, right? Just because you watch YouTube videos doesn't not make you an expert on any subject matter, right? Millions of people watch chess videos on YouTube all the time, but their ELO doesn't go up. They don't understand it like a chess player and like other stuff, especially like when the draft is on the fly and you have 30 seconds to make a decision, etc. It's not contradictory at all. Coaches have other purposes. There's different types of coaches. There's very few strategic coaches actually that exist in the world. And there's also very little EDU people that exist in the League of Legends scene. And the people that do EDU don't get the kind of recognition and other stuff that they actually should deserve. There's a difference between educational content and content that is masqueraded as educational. Like some of the people on Twitter that just put out tier lists every single patch, and you can tell if there's no thought because they're playing fucking hit the pinata on where they're gonna place the champion on the list. Okay, well Loki just actually fucking goes down. They get the Void Grubs. Loki goes down, not the end of the world. Obviously it shouldn't even be there. Castle's just getting completely fucking fisted, by the way. Castle's getting kinged by Thanatos. How the fuck is Aatrox down 26 CS? Aatrox is indeed his daddy. Aatrox is the Ascended one. He's the one that we were promised. Blabber, I mean, I don't even know why C9 are pushing in this location. Like, what are we doing? Vulcan's dead too. Yeah, he's gonna turn, yeah. Exu is gonna end up getting the Dragon. 1.3k gold, but C9, I mean, they have the first Drake. Obviously, Mountain is gonna be more valuable than Infernal. Infernal's not bad for C9 because they have 4 champions that use it really well. Does give them a little bit of value, but Mountain obviously always a little bit better. Thanatos, nice. Castle I think is dead. I don't think, Castle can't get out of this. He's just accepted his fate. Yeah, nice. Nice kill. And that's gonna be maybe 2 plates falling. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 plates falling in top lane. So Castle falling behind on Aatrox. Not good at all. Rise is 3-0, but the problem is just Rise has such a hard time this game. Now, if he gets more... If Rise becomes, like, 6-0, yes, he might actually be Thanos. And he might just, like, power overwhelming the opponents. Nice. 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 Loki is going to go down, but definitely going to be some trades happening here. Vulcan gets the stun underneath the turret. Nice! Very well done. Very well done. Well done, well done. All right, so current game state, honestly, Hextech Drake I mean, Hextech Soul is like the thing that Disguise are going to go for. The real problem is beating Victor and Ezreal at like 3 items. The Rise is big. Like, don't get me wrong, Rise is big. He's curving about half a entire item ahead of Victor. I do think that is a little bit crazy. Okay. Okay. Loki is trying to do what he can. They're trying to get Abaddage. They do get him. Nefiri. Sven on the retreat. Oh, Castle with the flash onto him. Oh, but Israel doesn't get pulled back in. Nefiri just going crazy. Scary Jerry looking for anything that he fucking can. He's grasping with this. It's over. And that's it. See, there's no. If Rise goes down, it's like they can't stick. C9's comp is just too nimble. They're too agile. I mean, obviously, yes. This is also really bad in that Exu and Hui have the reduced resistances from Atacon, and then Scary Jerry also starts getting reduced resistances. So there's actually a lot of armor and M-Pen, right, that is present. I might be saying something totally fucking wrong right now, but like, this is just crazy that Rise goes down and then there's no one to handle Nefiri or anything. That's the other thing. The only champion on all of Disguise that can handle Nefiri is Rise. This is so rough. Okay. Big fight. Rise getting right in. Sven goes down. What a fucking sick Realm Warp. Dude, honestly, they're gonna... Oh my god. Yeah, Thanatos has to run for the hills. Vulcan's fucking dead. Blabber also... I don't even know... Why did Blabber run... Wait, they're just gonna let Blabber go? What is going on, man? Rise could have just cut right and gotten a fucking rune prison on... What the fuck? You see Blabber! You see Blabber! You see him! You see him! It is a Braum support! Exu's on top... Yeah, you can go. You can go! Disguised. Dude, nah, this ain't even... This is not real. This is not fucking real. What the fuck? No, it's not Zowie Miko. It's better mouse now. There's now a superior mouse. It's better in every way. What the fuck just... How did we load in to an ace? What the fuck? What just happened? What just happened? I think that Disguise felt bad. They're like, you know what? Actually, yeah, that fight wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, they do Baron. Hold on. They do Baron. They have Baron, right? Surely they have Baron, right? Okay, they get Baron. Okay, let's all just leave. Who should have just... No. I guess we can't just leave. Wait, couldn't they have just Wait, hold on. Let me see this one more time. So Renekton's... Oh, I guess, never mind. They're trapped in the pit. But they're trapped in the pit because they're fucking around, no? Yeah, like, Abaddage literally leaves the pit. Why did they not just burst Baron? Like, if you're on Baron right here and you're gonna 50-50 it anyway, just 50-50 it and, like... Oh, my God. Fuck my life, dude. Why is it best of 3 today? They've moved to both 3s now. They did a round robin, best of 1, and now they're on both 3s. Okay. So now we're pushing mid-tier 2 because we need 100 gold. And now we're gonna get absolutely all dogged out. Where did they... Oh, they didn't check Fog of War. They don't know where they went. It doesn't matter. They wouldn't be able to catch them. Oh! I thought... Dude, I actually almost thought the Wind Becomes Lightning was gonna steal that. Okay. Big fucking fight. I don't know why Blabber... Oh my god! Nice! Scary Jerry! Fucking Legolas from Lord of the Rings. 20%. Funk it. 20% of my graduating class. Almost 20%. Almost 20%. Such a crazy number. That was a really good Xenar. Oh, wait, Loki. What the fuck is Loki doing, by the way? What is Loki doing? What is Loki doing? He's looking like Saint. Looking like Saint on Xerath. APA is like, yeah, he is. Thanatos. Oh my god, my BBC! Oh my god, creaming all over them. Now he finds the man in blue. Oh my god, he finished on top of Rise. He reached Euphoria. He climaxed and then he was reborn. Oh my lord. their life is just really bad, apparently. Like, they went to uni and then dropped out, and then, like, their life became, like, super bad, and, like, I don't know. No, I wasn't the gay friend. I actually bullied gay kids in high school. I was a part of that. I was one of those types of closeted people, you know what I mean? Because you could understand that when I was in high school, it wasn't okay to be gay. I didn't really, like, bully, I just, like, you know, you, like, cold shoulder, like, you don't associate with them. You like, you know, oh my god, not quite like 13 Reasons Why, like, level where, like, you know how, like, there's that one guy that's dating Tyler, or, like, whatever, but, like, you can't make it look like you know Tyler, you know what I mean? Something like that. It wasn't until my, like, very final year that I, like, befriended some of the LGBT people, but yeah, I just tagged along pretty much. Summit's playing in Brazil now, I think, or something, or LTA South, I don't know. Thanatos is caught out. This is a problem, but the BBC! Oh my god, he bought so much time and so many cooldowns, he just couldn't go down, man. Oh my god, Ryze. He's locked up, he's stunned, taking a lot of damage. Ryze is the only hope, tries to flash forward, can't get the kill onto Ezreal. Holy shit, Victor from Arcane. Dude, that Chaos Storm was fucking crazy.
Nice. At least we won, guys.
Okay. We had a better draft this game? No, Disguise didn't have a better draft. C9 did. C9 had way better draft both games.